Hello, Cancer. How's everybody doing with the new year? I hope it is magical and treating you well. Welcome to Mountain Medicine Tarot. I'm going to do for you the medicine wheel spread. I'm super excited to do so because it's my favorite. We're going to be going around in a circle, and I will explain the positions as I go. So we will start right in the center. And that's the center of you, your overall essence right now in January 2018. Then we have the south, which is relationships, partnerships, vulnerability, childlike self, innocence, everything to do with that kind of root chakra. Then we have the insides, which is all about your belief systems, the, overall workup within and the self-love stuff. And then up here we have law of attraction, manifestation, reaching upwards with your mind, meditation, that overall forward movement with your mind. And then this one is forward movement in the physical realm. So, then we have other decks too. So, at the bottom of the deck, we have the South card, and that's what I just explained. And I felt like it was a lot of importance, as I was saying, like the vulnerability, childlike self. People will call it the victim mentality, but I don't use that. I really hate it because I feel like there is a space for that. So let's see what's going on with you, Cancer. So advancements in the South. I wanted to flip that because the South card just popped out. So advancement, that's good. Now in the center we have sharing and quickening. Very cool. So powwow is where people would come together to share beads and supplies and ideas and dance, and there would be ceremonies and fires and so many things, music and all that, all with all sorts of different tribes. And they still do this. It's the Gathering of Nations in New Mexico, I believe. Then at the south here, which is what was at the bottom of the deck, the overall placement of vulnerability, partnerships, love, and relationships, we have advancement. So this is a really cool card because, as legend goes, it takes a lot to earn an eagle feather, right? Look at all these eagle feathers and the beads and the, tassels and everything else. So it takes a lot of eagle feathers to make a war bonnet, and this advancement is saying you've earned all it takes to create the entire headdress. So really good forward-moving energy. Now as we go within, we have this shawl, and that's overall just that meaning of that placement is this protection given to you by Mother Earth. It's this very nurturing, very earthy and water overall energy, and it's a protection that the Earth gives to all of her children. So, seeing as how that position is pretty much the same as far as it's like the place of hibernation. It's where it's represented by the bear, and it's a place for hibernation. And these ones popped out. So we've got unlimited vision, so meditation, and then the overall position of the north, which is wisdom and gratitude. And they're together because, law of attraction and manifestation work when you are grateful. So we'll see how those evolve as they tie in together. But I just wanted to illuminate a little bit on that spot as we move forward here. So let's go forward with that north part of the reading, and we have reflections. Okay, so the smoky mirror indicates that, there's smoke between you and seeing something. And this doesn't have to be necessarily scary, but just think of the story of two dogs. One of the dog was just given treats and pet and, loved and hugged and cuddled and played with, and then sent into a room full of mirrors. All of the dogs were happy and wagging their tails and excited, and they had a party, right? And then the next dog in the other room was beaten and abused and neglected and starved, right? And he walked into a room full of mirrors, and he saw angry beings, you know, when he's ready to fight. So it's that mirror reality that is the meaning of this card. So it doesn't necessarily mean that something is being hidden from you. It just means everything is law of attraction. Everything. So we'll come back to that because that's a whole sector. And this is moving forward. Moving forward is nurturing. So this is coral. It's taken from the ocean, and it's considered the lifeblood of Mother Earth. So there's a lot of this Mother Earth energy here and here. So I like the idea of kind of that hunkering down type energy, and then nurturing. So we'll see. Let me grab my other deck. Just because there's usually an overall energy of like stay still or move forward, and this one is like nurturing and then nurturing again, and then unlimited vision and moving forward with your mind, and then oh, be careful that your mind isn't playing tricks on you type of a deal, which Aries got as well. And it's just kind of analysis paralysis that comes with the new year and setting goals and intentions. And 2018 has a really specific energy. It's a very fast moving, very uplifting, like 5-dimensional type energy. And like it's this energy right here. So there's just so much to do on planet Earth. So it's like, where do we go, right? And you've got all these eagle feathers, and you've got 2 war bonnets, so that's pretty cool. So it's warrior energy, but it's in a really, well, we'll see. Because it doesn't feel confrontational at all. It feels very balanced to me, actually. So let me get a card here for the center for Cancer. 2018 January. Okay, so we have the energy of Pisces. So this doesn't necessarily mean that you have a Pisces in your midst. However, it just is, excuse me. It's just the overall message behind Pisces. Maybe you do have a Pisces in your life, because I had to cough right when I said it doesn't mean you have a Pisces. So perhaps there is a Pisces in your midst. But either way, if there is, let me know, because I have to know in order to move forward with that idea. So rather than that, I'm going to say this is within you to embody the Pisces love and light. So you're a Cancer. You guys are actually as close as you can get to the same aspect with being different signs. So we'll come back to that one as well. I like to get a lot of cards on the table and then start making the majority of the connections. So the card itself says leadership, self-discipline, and psychic abilities. And I like the psychic abilities because that ties in here with those two. So let's see what the past says. Okay, and Cancer. So here you are. It says social invitations, creative pursuits, and joy. So if advancement is something that you're looking for, or maybe it just has to do with, we'll see, because Cancer, creative and joy, so advancement in that sector or that direction, the direction of your joy rather than anything else. So let's see what we have as far as the Western shield for you. Okay, so this is the stone of self, and the stones are ancient, and so are you. It's kind of like this connection to the earth through DNA and through, you know, blood and source, and it's very physical. So I'm really liking this physical energy. We've got returning home, which is returning to the earth. It's in the place of within you, and then we have this nurturing energy that comes to you. Trying to decide if that is something coming in, maybe the Pisces energy, or if it's you that's needing the nurturing or you're giving the nurturing, but we will find out. So This is about living through your true self, like putting your true self forward. Um, a little bit too often, sometimes we like hide ourselves, and I don't want that to happen for you just because there's so much connectedness to like the psychic abilities, the dream time being meditation, and then the North Shield being over there. Like, once you do tone into your inner power, you will see how far you can go. And the reflections being, okay, let's see what's going on with the like external energy. Okay, so the spirit of the west is up here in the north, and the north is in spirit of the west. So what that means is, as you're meditating and looking forward with your mind, let me specify, is about your dreams, like literally about what your dreams are, as far as both when you sleep and when you set your goals, because the West is all about a place to set goals. The East is a place to do the goals. This is a place of, you know, getting the allowing and the manifestation part in your favor of your goals, and this is putting forward your abilities to put all of this past experience together to lead you to it all. So that was a little sporadic, but I'll do it again. So dreams came up twice. To me, this is meditation. And with the North Shield coming out with Dreamtime, I just feel like it has to do with manifestation and meditation and how they can go together. And then it coincides back here with the West. So the West being Earth. So I know it's kind of confusing, but we've got Earth and Sky. Earth, Sky, Sky, Earth. Reflections back to Earth again. And Earth again here. Then we've got some water, and then this is kind of like some fire warrior. This is some fire warrior, and then we have Cancer. So be patient here. I know it's a little bit sporadic as far as energy goes, especially when the directions are like in the wrong place. And speaking of which, we have the South over here in your forward movement sector. So this is nurturing. It's about you. I think it's you receiving the nurturing, if I had to guess, because then we have the shawl here, and this is supposed to go, you know, over your shoulders and protect you. So I do feel like going into your hibernation stage to just kind of hunker down for a minute, like no fight or flight right now. We're just going to look into our dream journal, our normal journal that we use all the time as much as possible, you know. Just to find out all of these things that we've learned. Like, you've got all of these eagle feathers right here, and all of this dancing energy, and this Pisces right next to that. So Pisces are very kind and soft-spoken, just like Cancers. So I don't see any boundaries on here yet, which is good, because a lot of times with Pisces and Cancers we get the need for boundaries. But instead, I just feel like there's lots of potential here. Lots of the lessons and the growth and the strength through perseverance is a big deal. So I'm going to pull one of these for the center. Okay, perfect. The Black Panther is one of my favorites, and it's right here next to this big cat. So the big cats have this really, really piercing eye, right? Like, oh, and here they are again. So, and the animals don't always coincide. This one is an animal deck. This one, however, the artwork just is here to look pretty. Like, the mountain lion has nothing to do with the Pisces. You know what I mean? So it's kind of silly. But the South is here with the lessons and nurturing. So nurturing yourself through going backwards into these experiences, because I feel like you're doing a little bit of a count, like a content history of like past things that have happened, and you're looking to expand your view upon that. And so what we have here is the unknown, and it goes here with the dreams. What they say is that your spirit guides used to, you see there's like smoke or whatever coming from his head, his crown chakra, and it's because we used to be able to have unlimited vision without any issues, and it could be in real time. Just as populations got heavier and wars stuck out and pollution and gravity got a little bit heavier, so now spirit guides have to intervene with our dreams. Now, the panther goes right alongside that hand in hand because they have this impeccable eyesight. They're able to sneak around, and it's not to be sneaky, it's to be observant. So it's about the unknown, but that's the art of the panther, is that he does know. Like, he knows everything, but as far as big cats go, you can't ever get them to speak. Like, in so many words, the ancients believed that, communication was quite easy through different animals. However, the big cats are the secret holders. So, I don't think there's secrets going on as far as somebody keeping things from you. I think it's the impeccable way of just knowing as far as psychic abilities go, because we've got this inner self card, we've got wisdom, dreams. Just remember as you're doing your dream stuff to be going into that grounding place, because I feel like that's the one part of meditation that not enough people touch on, is just how important, when they say concentrate on your breath and count to this many counts and hold your breath for this time, what they're doing is activating your body to be ready to let your mind wander. So you have to, and that's what this one is, returning home, and then we have the bear, and then we have nurturing, and your sign, Cancer itself, is really a pretty grounded sign as well. So, excuse me, as I do readings, sometimes I overdo it and talk a little bit too much and get a dry throat, but don't want to lose the whole deck. Okay, and each deck shuffles a little differently too. So, down in the south, we're going to put Prairie Dog, and this little guy's come out a lot today. So, this is about retreat, but he's also very strategic, and unlike a lot of the other rodents, like mice or, think of an anteater almost, where their nose is down, and they literally do not have neck muscles to look up, and this guy has evolved to look up even more than just his chin, right? He just stands up and sees. So it's just about knowing when to go and dig a tunnel, when to move forward, when to go, down versus up. And he comes out all the time, and he's not necessarily afraid, but he's being observant. So it's this observing type energy that's calling to me. So he is about retreat, but he's also very strategic. So it doesn't have to be any time other than when you want it to be. Don't look outside of yourself to fine-tune or to be accountable for your own journal. I feel like this is all very interpersonal. I don't feel, we've got the Pisces energy there, but that doesn't necessarily, to me, feel like an external energy. The reflections, like I said, was the angry dog and happy dog story. So it's about what you share with others and how you show up in group situations. But over here with your relationship sector, which is this quadrant here, there's advancement, saying that you've earned it. Social invitations here. So it's not like you're afraid to go out. It's just a matter of wanting to do your own transformation work and really find out what you're capable of, I think, because you've got quite a bit of, I want to say unknowing power, but it's power to see the unknown. Oh, magic. He's upside down, so it can be a tendency to attract what you do not want, but it's excuse me, like attracts like. You get what you think about, whether you like it or not. Whatever it is you call to, respond. So I put this example, I was just thinking about it the other day, with the New Year's resolution idea. say, for example, I want to stop biting my nails. Law of attraction here is biting my nails. And the reason for that is because I have likely had an issue with it before. This isn't me for reals, but just for sake of argument. So I say I want to stop biting my nails because if I continue biting my nails, I will have misshapen fingers. I will have, pain when I go to open a soda, or, all of these different things that could happen if I continue biting my nails. Rather than concentrating on that, wouldn't it be better to go and invest in a nail file, some brand new clippers, some exfoliation tools, some, bath bombs for the hands or something, like things that gear yourself towards the upward movement of where it is you want. And that's the Raven magic, is that, his voice box was taken away. He, cried and cried and cried until he couldn't cry anymore, type of a deal. So it's kind of like The Boy Who Called Wolf, and even more so just about, almost the mirror too. And then right here we've got the Coyote and the Trickster. He was just right there on top. And this one came out twice for you. And this is, or stood out to me twice, sorry, just as I was shuffling. But this is the Otter, so it's just another one of these little cutesy animals. And this one is about Medicine Woman. So it's very feminine, this one is. And this one, I don't know why they're so different, but this one is just connected to the water a lot more, and so that water energy is going to be really helpful for everybody in 2018. I'm telling everyone, concentrate on water, and then on earth, and then on water again. So that's your nature, like that's you, and this is connected to the ocean as well. So there is a lot of water energy actually, as well as earth. So use that to your advantage, because a lot of the other signs are going to be struggling with that, and I feel like you as Cancers who are already kind of in tune are going to have kind of an upper hand with this 2018, because everyone so far in the readings has been really like analysis paralysis, where it's like things are so opposite, but yours feels really clear to me, which is just that like you already know and you're ready to fine tune that, and in order to do that is just finding your inner power, your inner self, and you find that through balancing with the earth and with the water. So lots of really cool energies. The Trickster in the Mirror I want to come back to, but this one popped out as well. Yes, so this one is transformation. It was upside down, so just be ready if you've been in the cocoon doing the nurturing, reevaluating your trust or your growth and your lessons that you've learned. This is lessons learned. It's almost like things have to move and you don't want them to. Because there's a sharing and a quickening, and that almost is scary. That makes sense. Okay. I think that's what's going on. It's just that you kind of want to stay in your water essence, which is so magical. It really, really is. But we have every element here except for fire. Which is good, because I don't recommend fire, leading with fire through 2018. Everyone needs to do the grounding work and the purification stuff. So just be ready for some transformation, and don't try to hold on too tightly to things not being able or ready to move, because you actually are. So now I've got a new deck. Like I said, there's 4 decks here. This one is really teeny tiny, and it's by David Carson. It's Amazonian, so it's from down in like Brazil, central Mexico, that type of space. It's geared towards the 2012 and 13 awakenings. So first we have Snake-Skirted Women. Very cool. So with transformation is snakes, kind of sort of the same energy, like different but not. So the actual transformation itself is the message of the snake. The butterfly energy is actually the direction of joy. So the butterfly is more innocent, more joyous, more free-flowing, and, trusting the cycle and trusting the universe that it's in your best favor. And then this one is the snakes, and Snakes have this impeccable energy towards shedding the old and, bringing in the new. So the fact that she's wearing snakes on her skirt, she's a healer and she walks around to call everybody out on what it is they need to let go of. And she pulls a snake from her skirt and says, "Here, here's your reminder for transformation." So that goes really far, I think. Just having that this butterfly is here, and there's just so much nurturing energy. I just feel like that's a very comfortable place for you to be, Cancer. And so, because you guys are just kind of a chill, like relaxed sign, so it's almost kind of like you want to retreat, but everyone's doing this 2018 energy work where everything's transforming and you're just like, oh my gosh, but like you are in control like more than you think. So, ooh, all right, we've got cutting cords. Interesting. So this is an obsidian knife. It's like the sharpest tool known to the Amazon. So, and it's gonna go right here in between the crow and the smoky mirror. Well, that's interesting. Because the smoky mirror mixed with Pisces and the raven, it can be kind of a bad omen just as far as attracting something you do not want. So when it comes to the reflections, yeah, and it's up here with your connection to meditation and moving forward, and then we go right back here to the west right after that. So a lot of times when we come up to, I see the south here and the west here, like it should be north here, but instead it's here in the west. So it just goes to tell me that you are very connected to all of the elements. You draw a lot of power to you. You have a lot of knowledge already within you that you're kind of not giving yourself credit for. So I think you need to, and this guy just flopped. He's, I forget what he's called. He's like red. He is a deer man. I think that's just what they call him, is deer man. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, so he's about regeneration, sacrifice, keeper of the heart, compassion, and wisdom without conflicts. He's the great Om, eternal heart, awareness of others' struggles, and the ability to bless enemies. So, okay. And that came out as we were talking about this. So, ability to forgive and to cut cords in a really healthy way that's really for everyone to move on to their highest good. So we have kind of like shedding the cocoon. We have, going within ourselves for nurturing in this motherly energy. I just don't like that the trickster and the reflections is here. So I think there's something to be forgiven. I think you need to kind of forgive and move on and just realize and really come in contact with how far you've come and like how really powerful as a human being you are, and like your transformation is going to help others. So we have this kind of the opposite of this guy. She's like the woman version of him. She's connected to the moon. She's another healer. She's right here. Oh, perfect. She's right here with this otter, which is also feminine nature, feminine water energy. And let's see what we have written down for Moon Goddess. She's all about cycles, feminine phases of life, calendars, holidays. There's a time to plant and a time to harvest. Bring moon cycles into your routine. So I really love that. Just as a female, I go by the moon rather than any other date to track my cycle, and it's actually been really cool. And like I said, going into your astrological sign a little bit more, like you might be a Cancer who leads with water, and so you kind of always get this bad rap for being walked all over or something to that effect. But it's not all water and earth that you are. You actually have a lot of air and earth, to be honest with you. Pretty much everything but fire, which is great. Well, you've got this warrior energy here. So anyway, something that I really enjoyed doing was pulling up my astrological chart and looking into moon sign, rising sign, and really getting down deep with those energies as well. So, all right, so this one flipped, and he's been coming out a lot. I say he's like God's eye. He's like the all-seeing eye. It's like a cosmic. That one flipped, so let me see. I feel like there's another one. Let me look, and then I'll just be looking at this one. Okay, so the all-seeing eye is called the Black Sun, and this is actually about lost memories, simplicity, spirituality, creation, inner truth, living with no doubts, and unlocking secret worlds. So that one's been coming out a lot, and okay. And these got all flipped, but we've got this here, and yeah, there's just a lot of all-seeing energy. It's like an all-seeing power that you have, and I really, really like this energy for you. So we have kind of like the all-seeing eye, and I just feel like you need to give yourself credit for it. And this right here is spirals. It was just face up, so this is like a grand staircase. It's like if you hold on to the railing, you won't feel like you're spinning out of control. So just keep in contact with the feminine nature, which is grounding. So as you're moving forward with your mind, which I feel like you're ready to dabble in, looking into maybe your spiritual makeup a little bit more. Let me see. One of these is flipped. So these little guys are two birds, and they tried to convey to the people that the white men were coming, but nobody knew what they were saying, so they hired the monkey, who's the left brain, to come and translate. And even with the translator, they couldn't understand. So once the white men came, you know, these birds were come back to say, I told you so. Like, why didn't you listen? And nobody knew what a boat was. Nobody knew what the heck they were trying to say. So it wasn't anyone's fault. They just had never seen it before. So I feel like since there's unknown and self-discipline and psychic abilities, you're being asked to meditate or at least have like a dream journal set aside, because there's powers that are ready to manifest through you. So just be careful of, you know, the mirror and the trickster energy. I don't want to sway you with that, because I think that the overwhelming amount of power within you is greater than the mirror and the trickster and the crow. So let's just get this really quick. We have retreat, but I don't feel like that's bad. And transformation. So this is like a healing woman, and so, and this one's healing. So, I'm liking the connection with the red. I like that these two speak together, and they're on opposite sides. There's always like duality like that, but all of these are up here kind of close to each other. So I think it's within your inner workup. I don't think it's somebody outside of you, honestly. I just feel like be very conscious with your creation, because you don't understand how much power is within you to like create based upon your thoughts. So just stick with the feminine energy, which is the creative, the arts, the intuitive, and, you know, just hold on to the railing and let the transformation flow, because I feel like a transformation is coming to you, and you just have to trust it. So I hope this helps, Cancer. Please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me on this account or comment on this video, or if you go to Facebook and just type Mountain Medicine Mindset, that's how you can work with me one-on-one or do my group programs with me, because I'm also a mindset coach as I do my readings as well. So Mindset coaching is a really good way to work with me because we go through each one of these sectors specifically, and like 1 week is each one of these. So as you are digging deep into like feminine nature and magic and moving forward and, tapping into psychic abilities, I think that could be something that's very valuable for you. So reach out to me. Let me know how you are doing with this journey because I love to hear about it. But until next time, I will see you next month.